When we talk about leadership, we're always looking for the latest case study. But some stories are so powerful, they're basically a timeless blueprint for strategy. Today, we're not just looking at a piece of ancient history as a story, but as a high-stakes business case. We're going to dive into a leader who shows us what it really means to lead when the entire company is on the brink of collapse.
All right, let's open up this case file. We're exploring the career of Ling Tong, a general whose personal brand was all about courage and a level of loyalty to his organization that was just off the charts. This is the story of a leader who is the ultimate protector of his company and its CEO.
And this really is the core question for us today. I mean, think about it. Your company is facing a market crash, a PR disaster, maybe even a hostile takeover. When survival itself is on the line, what does true loyalty from your people actually look like? Let's keep that question in our back pocket as we go.
So, here's our roadmap. We'll start with Ling Tong's professional profile, kind of like his resume. Then we'll look at the event that really shaped his motivations. After that, we'll analyze his legendary performance in a crisis, see how he handled a super high-stakes internal conflict, and finally, we'll pull out the key leadership lessons that you can actually use today.
Okay, first up, let's meet the man himself. Ling Tong wasn't just some soldier in the ranks. This guy was one of the most respected generals of his era, even earning the nickname one of the Tiger Generals for the powerhouse kingdom of Wu. He was a big deal.
So what's cool here is you get the high-level stats on our guy. Think of this as his ancient LinkedIn profile. You've got his name, his company, but the really important part is that last line under key traits. Think of these as his core competencies: upright, courageous, valued the greater good. Now this isn't just fluff. This is the foundation of his entire leadership philosophy. It tells you exactly how he's going to act when the pressure's on.
You know, every great leader seems to have that one powerful origin story, right? That crucible moment that forges who they are. Well, for Ling Tong, that moment was a deep personal tragedy, and it became the primary driver for his entire professional career for years to come.
Get this, he's only 15 years old when he sees his father, who was also a leader in the organization, killed in action by a rival general, a guy named Gan Ning. This one single event creates this deeply personal objective for him: revenge. And you can just see it coming, can't you? That personal mission is going to smash head-on into his corporate objectives down the line.
All right, now we get to the event that cemented his legend. And this isn't just some old battle story. This is a crisis management case study of epic proportions. This is that moment where one executive's leadership was literally the only thing standing between the company's survival and complete, total collapse.
So let's set the scene. Just imagine your company is facing a catastrophic failure. Your CEO, Sun Quan, is totally isolated, surrounded by the competition, and they're about to make a move that will end his career and the company as you know it. We're talking about the entire C-suite about to get wiped out. In this moment of absolute chaos, Ling Tong doesn't wait for a memo from HR. He takes what we now call extreme ownership. He steps up, and he basically volunteers for a suicide mission, one with pretty much zero chance of personal success, all to save the CEO.
And what kind of resources did he have for this impossible mission? Just 300 men, his personal guard. That's it. That's all he had to work with.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the impossible odds he was facing. I mean, think of it like a startup with a small, dedicated team, his 300 guards, holding off a massive market-dominant competitor. Their one and only objective: buy enough time for the founder to get away and save the company's future. And the result? He pulled it off. He actually succeeded. His team held the line, sacrificing everything. Ling Tong himself was severely injured and only fell back after he personally confirmed that his CEO was safe. This single act of selfless leadership didn't just save the leader, it saved the future of the entire enterprise. So after proving his loyalty in the most extreme way you can imagine, Ling Tong now has to face a completely different kind of test. This isn't a battle of swords and shields. This is a test of strategic maturity and what we'd now call emotional intelligence. Here it is, the ultimate professional dilemma. Imagine the executive from a rival company, the one who ruined your mentor's career, is now hired to be your peer. Well, that's what happened. Gan Ning, his father's killer, joins their organization. Now, Ling Tong's personal mission for revenge is in direct conflict with his corporate duty. How do you possibly collaborate with your sworn enemy for the good of the company? So their CEO, Sun Quan, he totally understood the risk. He knew this personal conflict could tank team cohesion and productivity. So his directive was crystal clear. The company's mission is bigger than your personal history. The success of this whole venture depends on you two working together.
Now, this wasn't some smooth, HR-led mediation session. There was real tension. But ultimately, guided by his CEO and his own deep commitment to the organization, Ling Tong made an incredibly difficult strategic choice. He prioritized the mission over his personal feelings, sacrificing his vendetta for the stability and success of the entire enterprise. So, what are the actionable insights here? What can modern executives, founders, and team leaders really take away from this 1,800-year-old case study?
For me, it boils down to 3 key leadership lessons. 1, lead from the front. True leaders don't just delegate risk, they share it. Ling Tong's courage inspired everyone around him. 2, prioritize the mission. The greater good of the organization has to outweigh any personal feuds. He showed that organizational health comes first. And 3, loyalty is earned, not demanded. True devotion is forged through selfless sacrifice and action, not through a fancy title or a company memo. And that is just as true today as it was back then.
And that leaves us with a final question to think about. For Ling Tong, his non-negotiables were loyalty and the greater good. So in our own careers, in a world of constant disruption and shifting priorities, what are our core values? What are the principles we are absolutely unwilling to sacrifice? For ourselves, for our teams, and for our mission?